Hi YouTubers. Excuse me. I had a message from Darren asking questions about the foundation licence. And not only Darren, but I'm mentioning Darren because me and him sent a few emails to and fro. And I've done my best to try and help him. There seems to be a lot of questions sort of hanging around the foundation licence. Well, I've took that, been there, done it. I've been licensed about 6 years, I think. So, the first bit I better cover Darren. Darren wants to, he's got like a little handheld, and he's not hearing a lot on it. It's not like one of the branded ones, you know, like a Yaesu, Icon, Kenwood, etc. It's one of these Chinese imports. And I basically, via email, told him the calling frequency on 2 meters, etc., somewhere for him to listen to. Now, them little devices are okay, but you do need the info to go alongside. You need to know where to listen, because they're not just limited to the amateur band, they've got quite a broad receive and transmit bit on them. You know, they're alright, but so my recommendation would be, if you get one of them, is to look up the amateur radio band plan. Now, I downloaded the bands that I wanted. I can't remember if I got them from the Ofcom website or the RSGB website. So if you look on either of them, do a search for band plan. On that particular handheld that Darren's got, you want to be looking at 2 meters and 70 centimeters. That's one thing. If you're thinking of taking a foundation licence, there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about there. One is I've actually done it, and I can tell you the benefits and drawbacks of doing it. And the other thing is, I just sort of try and point you in a little bit of the right direction. But first off, I think I'll tell you the pluses from doing it. Now, I've been messing around on CV since about 1981. Like a lot of people out there, you know. The reason I took the foundation licence, because there was just so many, for want of better words, arseholes on the CV. All giving it that. Playing music, you know, just, you turn the rig on, you know, you think, oh, I'll have a listen around and see what there is, and you just got like wall-to-wall music, and then when there ain't music, they're all pissed up, shouting and hollering abuse and all that. It started doing me head in, so I thought, maybe I need to move away, you know. I heard about the foundation licence. I'm not particularly electronically minded, if you like. And I heard about the foundation licence. Everyone was saying it's pretty easy to do, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I contacted a club, went along, enrolled for the foundation licence. I think at the club they told me I had to have 3 visits. But as it turned out, it was a bit of a cock up, and I had to go there 4 times. No big deal. 3 times for training and 1 time for the test. And for the test you need some sort of photo ID, passport, driving licence, that sort of thing. What you need is the foundation licence now book. It's not like a big, thick, you know, whack your mate on the head book. It's only pretty thin. It's more like a magazine, if you like, but they call it a book. And in that book covers everything you need to know. You know, from Ohm's law, antennas, a little bit about your working to your rig, in very basic form. On my course I've got that book thrown in. I'm not sure if every course is the same. I think I paid about 50 quid from memory. For that 50 quid I've got the training, cups of coffee, biscuits, you know, it's all very good. The book, the 6 months free membership to the club. Right, advantages. If you're a CB or an old-time DXer or whatever, which I consider myself to be, the amount of times you'll be, say, on 555, giving it large, you know, and nobody coming back. And 9 times out of 10, it ain't probably because people can't hear you. It's probably because they spoke, you know, to our country loads of times. A bit like Italy back in the 80s. You know, it used to be wall to wall, we used to call it spaghetti, but wall to wall, you know, Italians and whatnot, and I spoke to many in Italian, you know. In actual fact, one of my best contacts was with an Italian lad. At the time I had a 3-element beam and I was pointing it stateside. The idea was really that, you know, it was handy. The States is one way, on the back of the beam is Italy, but I was giving it large CQ and all that. I think it was actually on AM at the time. And I could hear this little CQ, and it's fading in and out, really weak signal, not very loud. And he was calling me by my call sign, so I thought, well, I've got no luck stateside. I started whizzing the beam round, got this lad in a little bit better. I went back to him. And cut a very long story short, it was a young lad in Italy on a little AM rig. I think it was only a 23 channel rig. It didn't have the full 40 on it. It was only doing 2 or 3 watts. And he had a DV27 on his shed roof, and he was absolutely bouncing. He'd spoken to me, and just that memory, it's pretty special. You know, I've done obviously a lot further than that, States and Canada and all the rest of it. But yeah, happy days, you know. But it's not always like that, as you all know. And right now, up and down the UK, from what I can gather, from what I've heard on my pretty crap setup, to be honest, there's not a lot of people about. Hopefully when SSB gets legalised, you know, it'll be a little bit different. But if you get yourself through the foundation licence, it's a different kettle of fish altogether. I ain't saying everyone's going to want to talk to you, because they're not. But generally speaking, if there's somebody chatting, if you break in, you know, and it's not like on the CB where you say like QSK, you just give your call sign. 9 times out of 10 you'll get a reply. You know, you don't get ignored, and people will spend a bit of time there, because obviously on 10 watts, the people you're hearing might be running 400 watts. They might struggle with you a bit, but 99% of the time people are very good. And to make the contact, really all you've got to do is exchange call signs, names, location. I mean, obviously if it's a good contact and, you know, you've got, you know, like a 5 and 9 both ways, you can sit and chat for ages, you know, about random stuff. And above all, you're legal, you know, and you get sort of some rights as well when you're an amateur. If someone complains and you're like a CB or about your antenna or whatever, you're basically on your own, you know. It's like, oh shit, you know, take it down now, or put the council on you. But when you're an amateur, you've got a bit of weight behind you, you know, you've got people like the RSGB, other amateurs, are all very knowledgeable on things like planning permission, etc. Plus you've got all the different bands to use, you know, you've got loads of them, and the kit's just mental, you know, absolutely mental. Some of the stuff, I was looking at a rig in a shop one day, and guy behind the counter, he goes, switch it on, have a go if you're licensed. You know, I looked at the price tag, it's over $7 grand. I think if this thing goes up in a big ball of flames, well, I'm using it, you know, I'm heading for the door. I never took him up on his offer, but it's a lovely bit of kit. you also got the use of a repeater. So you can get one of these little handhelds, cost you about 30-40 quid off eBay. Sort of break your, what's the word? Break your teeth in, I think the word is, on a local repeater, you know. You only need a couple of watts, providing you're not too far away from a repeater. Once you're into the repeater, your range is down to the range of the repeater, you know, because they have the aerials on tall buildings or hills. It's brilliant, a lot of fun to be had doing that. There's loads more, which I'll probably just, once I end the video, I think, oh God, I should have said this, I should have said that. But one of the drawbacks, I will say, once you sort of become a local voice, if you like, people get to know you. Oh, hello Steve, how you doing? Or Dave, or Darren, or whatever. If you was then to decide to start doing some illegal activities, people know who you are, they know where you are. You know, if you're in the call book, all you've got to do is Google your call sign, there's your address. You know, so no, there's no real big deal. I never found it very restricting, to be honest. Stuff if you're doing the course or thinking of starting the course at the early stages, in my own experience, I say go for it. Don't worry about it. It's pretty easy to do. I've done it. There's a lot of, you know, some people are thinking, oh, 10 watts, that's not a lot. Not a lot at all. You'd be surprised, trust me. It's not all down to power. And on HF, I'll give you just a quick, for example. One day I had a bit of wire in the back of my ATU, which is like a glorified matcher, if you like. It was just a random length. It just came out the back of the matcher, ATU, whatever you want to call it, went literally up the wall. I hooked it over the top of a pitcher and it went into the kitchen and had a saucepan sat on the top of a bit of wire just to stop it falling off the unit. And I was listening to a guy in Russia and I thought, well, it's tuned up perfectly. Next time he sort of says, you know, QRZ, I'll get in there. And I spoke to him, he gave me a 5x5 report there. That was a bit of wire indoors. So if you want to sort of start talking to other countries and that, it's the way to go. It's a lot easier. Not in every aspect. You know, some of the antennas have to be pretty long, you know. And I will say, you remember where you heard this, going from CB to amateur radio, most of us, me included, started looking at vertical antennas. My first shop bought antenna was a Hustler BTV6. It's a 6-band job. And I ain't knocking the antenna, it was alright, but it turned out it wasn't really what I needed. And ended up using a bit of wire, the length of the garden, bent round the sort of dog-legged a little bit. It worked bloody better than this aerial that I just paid over 200 quid for. So you can get yourself something like, if you've got a small garden, a half-size G5 RV for about 30 quid. Worked fantastically, you know, so bear that in mind. I'm going to put some links in the description, though they might not be there straight away because I've got to go and, you know, copy them and then paste them into the description. But things that you can try yourself, just Google online ham tests. You can take mock exams online, it gives you a score at the end of it. And if you retake it, it'll be another load of questions because they've got a pool of about 1,000 questions and it's only like 20 odd in the exam, so you might take the test, fail dismally and then think I'll do it again so I think I remember the answers, but then you've got a fresh lot of questions, you know, so it gets the old brain box going. Like I say, the band plans, you can do that sort of thing. And anything else I think I will put in the description. So I hope that's been of some help and maybe enlightened you a little bit. Obviously, if you're thinking, oh, you know, is there a club nearby? Best thing to do, type in your town, put amateur radio club into Google, have a look. You know, what I did, I went along with my mate, so I was a bit of a scaredy cat, you know. I ain't frightened of meeting people, but it's always better when you've got someone with you. You know, me and my old mate Barry, we went and both passed. There was about 6 of us took the test, all passed. So there you go, you can play amateur radio together then if your mate passes as well. So good luck with it. Comments, or email me, whatever. Comments are better because it helps with the popularity of the video. So there you go. What can I say? Thanks for watching. Good DX, 73s, and I hope you're all well. If you can't be safe, be careful. See you later, guys.